All right, buckle up for this one because things just got really interesting in the sports streaming world. FuboTV, a name you might recognize if you follow this stuff, they just pulled off a move that has everyone talking. They partnered up with Disney, and yeah, nobody saw this coming. We're going to break down this whole thing today, and we're using a great article from The Motley Fool. It's titled, "Did Disney Just Save FuboTV?" Which kind of says it all, doesn't it?
Yeah, the title really gets to the heart of it. I mean, there's a whole lot more to this than just a simple deal. It's a pretty fascinating story.
Totally. And get this, when the news hit, FuboTV's stock price, it like doubled in a single day. That almost never happens, especially not these days. We're talking like one of the first stocks to do that in all of 2025. So our mission today is to figure out how this happened, right? How did the underdog FuboTV, how they managed to snag a deal with a giant like Disney? What's in it for both of them? And is this the start of something big for FuboTV?
To understand just how big a deal this is, we need to rewind a bit. Look back at what FuboTV was up against before all this. They were taking on this massive streaming venture called Venu. It was a collaboration between Disney, Fox, and Warner Bros. Discovery, like all the biggest names in media all teaming up.
It was like a total David versus Goliath situation, right? But, and here's the crazy part, FuboTV actually won that fight. They sued to block Venu, which was, basically aiming to be the king of sports streaming, and they actually won.
That legal victory was huge. It didn't just stop Venu from, dominating the market. It also showed everybody that, hey, FuboTV is a serious player.
Okay, so they were giant slayers, but then their stock still tanked in 2024, plummeted like 60%. What happened there? What caused that?
That's just how tough the live TV streaming market is right now. I mean, these services are dealing with fierce competition. And the cost of content, forget about it, it's skyrocketing. It's incredibly difficult to actually make money.
So even after winning this huge legal battle, they were still facing an uphill battle. And then Disney comes in with this joint venture. It's important to remember that this isn't Disney just buying them outright. This is a partnership.
Yeah, it's a key distinction. With a joint venture and that 70-30 ownership split, Disney can, they can tap into FuboTV's expertise in the live sports streaming space without taking on, all of the risks that comes with that market.
Makes sense. So let's talk numbers for a second. FuboTV has about 1.6 million subscribers at the moment, and Hulu plus Live TV, which is what Disney's bringing to the table, they have 4.6 million.
So combined, that gives them a subscriber base of 6.2 million. Suddenly, they're a much bigger player in streaming.
Still a far cry from, the giants like Netflix or even Disney Plus.
Oh, for sure. But this is a big deal in the live TV streaming world, right? Disney Plus on Hulu, all their on-demand stuff, that's been wildly successful. But live TV streaming has been a different story. This partnership could be Disney's way of really getting a solid foothold in that market.
Yeah, especially since live TV streaming services bring in more money per user. Both FuboTV and Hulu plus live TV average, over $80 a month per subscriber? Way more than your typical on-demand service.
That's a big draw for Disney for sure. They get access to a potentially huge revenue stream. And they can maybe even boost the profitability of Hulu plus live TV.
It's a financial win for FuboTV too. They were already on track to become profitable this year. But now they have Disney's resources, their expertise. It should help them grow even faster.
It gives FuboTV a real chance to be stable, to thrive in this market, which is, let's face it, cutthroat.
Now, remember how we mentioned that FuboTV stock doubled in a day? Well, there's more to it than just excitement about the Disney deal.
Oh yeah, there's this market phenomenon. It's called a short squeeze. And it played a big role in that surge. Imagine you're an investor who thinks FuboTV stock is going to go down. So you bet against it, right? And then, bam, this massive Disney partnership happens out of nowhere. Now everyone wants a piece of FuboTV and the price shoots up.
So all those investors who bet against FuboTV, they got to scramble to buy back shares. They want to cut their losses, but that just pushes the price even higher. It's like this chain reaction of buying frenzy.
It shows you just how much power market sentiment has.
Yeah.
Especially when big news drops like this.
Okay, so to recap what we know about FuboTV so far, they went from taking on giants in court to struggling in this really tough market, and now they've scored this major partnership with Disney. What a wild ride.
More than a wild ride. It's a story of resilience. FuboTV hit some major roadblocks, but they saw an opportunity and went for it.
But what does it all actually mean for the future? For FuboTV, for Disney, for the entire live TV streaming market? That's what we'll be diving into next.
It's crazy, right? The streaming world is constantly changing. You have these on-demand giants like Netflix and Disney Plus just dominating. But then live TV streaming services are facing this whole different set of challenges. Yeah, it's like everyone's trying to figure out what viewers really want. Is it just having tons of shows and movies to choose from? Or do people still, want that traditional live TV experience?
Well, I think this partnership between Disney and FuboTV, it kind of shows that live TV, especially sports, it's not going anywhere.
You're right, live sports are different. There's nothing like watching your team play in real time. And FuboTV has always been all about giving that experience to sports fans.
Exactly. They've built their entire brand around sports. They offer tons of sports channels. They have all these features made for sports fans.
And don't forget, Disney owns ESPN, arguably the biggest name in sports broadcasting.
It's like they're putting together a dream team for sports streaming. You have FuboTV with their platform and technology, and Disney with all their content and financial muscle.
Yeah, this partnership could really shake things up in live sports streaming. But they're not the only ones out there. You have YouTube TV, Sling TV, even Hulu plus live TV itself.
So how do they plan to stand out in such a crowded market?
It's going to be tough. The competition is fierce. I think it'll come down to who has the best sports content. If you're a serious sports fan, you want to be able to watch all the games, right?
Absolutely. But the user experience has got to be important too, right? It needs to be easy to find the games you want. And having some cool features would be a bonus.
Yeah, things like personalized recommendations, interactive features, seamless integration with other devices. It's about more than just showing the games. It's about creating a whole experience around watching sports.
So it's about building a whole ecosystem for watching sports.
Exactly, and that's where Disney and FuboTV together could really excel. They have the potential to create a truly immersive sports streaming platform.
But here's something else to consider. The streaming landscape is always changing. We're seeing the lines blur between live TV and on-demand content. People want options.
That's a huge trend to watch. People want flexibility. They want to watch what they want when they want it. And this partnership could give Disney a way to tap into that. They could combine their massive library of on-demand content from Disney Plus, Chuyo, Hulu, ESPN Plus, Sukeyu, with FuboTV's live sports offerings.
So it's not just about live starts anymore. It's about offering both live and on-demand content all in one place.
Imagine one platform with tons of movies, shows, and live sports. That's pretty tempting for a lot of people.
It does sound almost too good to be true. But let's be real, live TV streaming services are expensive to run.
Oh yeah, getting the rights to broadcast live sports is incredibly expensive, especially for the popular leagues and events. And with all the competition, there's pressure to keep prices low to attract new subscribers.
So the big question is, can this partnership actually make live TV streaming more sustainable?
That's the challenge. One of the biggest potential benefits is economies of scale. Disney and FuboTV can combine their resources and subscriber base, so they can spread those operating costs over more users. And that could make them more profitable.
It's like they're teaming up to share the burden of those expensive sports rights.
Exactly. And they might even be able to negotiate better deals with content providers. That could bring costs down even further.
Like they're forming an alliance to fight the rising costs of the streaming wars.
For Disney, this is a chance to finally make Hulu plus live TV profitable, something that's been a challenge for them.
And for FuboTV, it's a chance to get some financial stability, to really compete in this tough market. Seems like a win-win.
On paper, it does, but you never know. The streaming landscape is constantly changing. What works today might not work tomorrow.
So they both need to be adaptable and keep innovating to stay ahead.
Definitely, and that's where their combined expertise is valuable. Disney is a giant in content creation and distribution, and FuboTV is known for being agile and focused on technology. Together, they could really shape the future of streaming.
But let's not forget the most important part of all this, the viewer. In the end, it's your viewing habits that will decide if this partnership succeeds or fails.
That's why understanding what viewers want is so important. For both companies, they need to know how viewers' needs are changing.
It's not just about technology or content. It's about creating a streaming experience that people actually connect with.
That's what makes this partnership so interesting. You have two companies with different strengths coming together, with this shared goal of winning over viewers in this ever-changing world of streaming entertainment.
We've covered a lot of ground here, from the rise of FuboTV to the challenges of the streaming market, and now this potential game changer with Disney. But now, let's talk about what it all means for you, the viewer.
Okay, so we've talked about how this deal could shake things up for FuboTV and Disney, but what does it actually mean for us, the viewers?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting, right? Think about it. You could have one platform with a huge library of live sports, Everything from ESPN to all of FuboTV's existing channels, maybe even some regional sports networks thrown in. So no more juggling like a million different subscriptions just to watch all the games. That would be pretty awesome, especially for, the diehard sports fans out there.
Right. But, and there's always a but, right? With any big change like this, there are some potential downsides to think about, too. We got to look at both sides of the coin here.
Okay, lay it on me. What are the caveats?
One thing is, consolidation often leads to higher prices. With fewer companies competing, this new Fubo TV Hulu thing, they might be able to raise prices because, well, they can.
So it might be super convenient to have everything in one place, but we might end up paying more for that convenience.
Exactly. And another thing is choice. Right now, there are a bunch of different live TV streaming services out there. Each one has its own, strengths and weaknesses.
But if this merger creates one huge, dominant player, wouldn't that mean fewer options for everyone?
It's a valid concern, yeah. And less competition could also stifle innovation. If one company controls most of the market, do they really need to keep improving?
So, yeah, the excitement is there, but we have to be aware of the long-term implications.
Absolutely. And there's one more crucial thing we haven't talked about. The future of cable TV.
Oh, right. Cord cutting. That's been the big story for years.
And live TV streaming services were supposed to be the end of cable. But it hasn't happened as fast as people thought.
Yeah, people are holding on to cable for different reasons. Bundled packages, reliable service, or maybe they're just used to it.
And this partnership could actually make the cable industry stronger.
Really? How so? That seems kind of counterintuitive.
Well, think about it. Disney and Fubo TV together could create a really strong alternative to cable. And that could actually push more people to cut the cord, which would force cable companies to step up their game to keep their customers.
So it's like a chain reaction. This streaming merger could shake up the whole TV landscape.
Exactly. And ultimately, it's the viewers, you guys, who will decide who wins. If this new Fubo TV Hulu service is great, if it's affordable, if it has everything you want, then, yeah, it could be a real threat to cable.
But if they don't deliver, then cable might stick around for a while.
The streaming wars are far from over. It's an exciting time to be a viewer because you have the power. Your choices about what you watch and how you watch it, that's what will shape the future of TV.
We've looked at this partnership from all sides now. The good and the bad for both companies, the financial stuff, how it could change the streaming market, and what it means for viewers like us.
The key takeaway is, be an informed consumer. What's important to you when you watch TV? Price, convenience, choice, quality, the content, it all matters.
And remember, there's no right or wrong answer. The great thing about streaming is you can try different services, see what works best for you.
Exactly. Experiment, explore, find what you like.
This Disney Fubo TV thing is a perfect example of how TV is changing, and it shows that in the streaming world, the only constant is change.
So stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, enjoy the show.
And that's a wrap for our deep dive into this whole Fubo TV and Disney thing. We'll be back next week with another deep dive into a brand new topic, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned.